welcome to Mama Shell's Kitchen. Today we are going to learn how to make a homemade baked cheesecake. You are going to need graham crackers, granulated sugar, butter, 4 packs of the 8-ounce cream cheese, your springform pan, your spray, a tray, and vanilla. You'll also need a food processor to get your graham crackers ground up and a mixer for your cream cheese mixture. You're going to preheat your oven to 325, and that's about it. Let's get started. Alright guys, for our recipe we're going to need I double the recipe for my crust, and it calls for 1.5 cup of the graham cracker crumbs. For me to double it, it's going to be all 3 of the packs that are in the video. So we're going to use our food processor to grind these up. Alright, so we've got this ground up, and it needs 3 cups when you're doubling the crust recipe. So I have scooped out about 1/2 cup so that I can sprinkle that on top. So it calls for 2/3 cup melted butter in the single recipe. Double recipe, you can do almost the whole 2/3 cup. You want a sticky consistency, but not a completely sticky to where it crumbles. That part's going to be hard to explain until I mix it up and show you. So we're going to put half of that second 2/3 in there. Mix that up. Let's see if I can show you how that works. If you can push it up on the sides and it stay, then you've mixed enough. Okay? So we just needed a little over half of that 2/3 second cup. Make sure we got all the dry in the bottom mixed in so we don't have a false. Alright, I would do just a smidge more. So half of that half. This is why I don't write down recipes and use them exact, because honestly, between your humidity, the temperature, there's so many things that can play a part in how your baked items turn out differently. Okay, so almost that whole second 2/3 cup. So now we will show you how to get your crust ready. You're going to spray your springform pan up the sides a little and in the middle. And I have just cut a piece of parchment paper to fit in the bottom of this. This just helps a little bit more of it to not stick when you bring it out of the springform. And then you spray your wax paper. Alright, we're going to dump all this bad boy in here. Now, since I doubled my crust, which is just a personal preference, this is for my niece's birthday party this weekend. It's odd how I put it in there, because I put more up to the sides than the bottom. You want enough on your bottom to where it's going to hold steady for you, but you want to push the rest up on to the sides. Fork works good for this. Spoon works good for this. Your hands work good for this. Alright, so we're just going to get this pressed in here, and then we'll get started with mixing the insides. Alright, now in your mixer, you're going to combine your 4 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. These should be room temperature, and that simply helps it not have all the white clumps in it, which I absolutely hate in cheesecake. So if I don't have time for room temperature, I let the package soak in warm water until later that day when I am ready to make the cheesecake. Usually by then we've got a good room temperature, mushy pack of cream cheese. So you're going to mix your cream cheese and your 1 cup of sugar. I did, however, forget to add the part in the video of me adding the sugar to the crust. So therefore I do apologize for that. So we are going to get a cup of granulated sugar to put in our cheesecake. We're going to mix this in. La, la, la. Let that mix well, and then you can add your vanilla, which is just a teaspoon of vanilla, and then your 4 eggs, and then you're going to let this mix until you do not have the little white clumps. Alright, we've got it mixed up well, and as you can see, we've only got a little bit of lump in there. Hopefully that'll cook out. If not, it still tastes amazing. Alright, we're going to pour this into our graham cracker crust, and we are going to bake that for 55 minutes at 325. When the center is almost set, when it doesn't wiggle much, that's when you know it's done. Some ovens might do a little more, a little less. Then you're going to put this in the refrigerator for 4 hours and let it chill before slicing and devouring. Alright guys, there we go. It is spread into our pan over top of our double layer of graham crackers. If you do a single layer, it will not come up this far. And I always suggest, since my last whoopsie, to put a cookie sheet or a baking tray underneath your springform pan so that at some point you accidentally do not stick your finger up the bottom of it and dump it in the floor. Believe me, it's possible. Alright guys, we'll see when she's done. Alright, midway through cooking, I'm going to add my graham cracker crumbs to the top so that they are still attached nicely, hopefully. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then you can add more once you're done.